Welcome to Hero Villains, a place where we delve into the world of comics. The Marvel Universe is home to extraordinary superheroes with powers far beyond human imagination. We all know that Hulk is one of the most iconic and powerful figures in Marvel Comics, renowned for his seemingly limitless strength that is nearly impossible to surpass. Hulk, who takes pride in being the strongest, does not easily maintain this title when faced with formidable opponents. The greatest challenge for the Green Goliath may be none other than Sentry, an adversary whose power and will are almost equal, if not superior. World War Hulk saw the Hulk exiled from Earth, banished into the cold and lonely void of space. He landed on the planet Sakaar, a world rife with war and cruelty, where Hulk quickly asserted his dominance and became a conqueror, transforming from Bruce Banner to Hulk. This giant creature might be the strongest being ever to walk the Earth. What is even more terrifying is that Hulk's strength seems to have no limit. But before we dive into this debate, please hit the subscribe button, it helps us a lot. And thank you so much. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. The angrier he gets, the stronger he becomes, turning him into an unstoppable force of destruction. Hulk never tires, never stops. Each battle only increases his strength and endurance. The clash with Sentry, an opponent of extraordinary power, was a fight of equals. Although both fought fiercely, Sentry had a slight edge and forced Hulk to revert to his Bruce Banner form. However, the pain and loss Hulk experienced didn't end there. When the Illuminati's ship exploded on Sakaar, killing his beloved wife Kyra, Hulk mistakenly believed that the secret group was behind it all. His rage exploded, becoming the sole motivation to return to Earth and exact brutal revenge on those who had destroyed his life. Hulk's power was vividly displayed in Secret Wars 4 1984 by Jim Shooter and Bob Layton. In this impressive moment, Hulk held up a massive mountain weighing 150 billion tons, stretching 2 miles down. The situation was so dire that Reed Richards could only stop Hulk from letting go by deliberately provoking him, making Hulk even angrier, and it was this rage that amplified Hulk's strength. One of the most powerful versions of Hulk might be Green Scar, also known as Worldbreaker. In Incredible Hulk 102 2007, Worldbreaker's strength reached a terrifying level, enough to shake the entire world. As for Sentry, his strength remains a mystery yet to be fully explored. But what we know is enough to strike fear into anyone. Sentry can easily lift over 100 tons, comparable to or even surpassing the likes of Thor. With this power, Sentry is not just a formidable opponent but a true challenge for any hero. The threat from Sentry's strength is real. Sentry is considered nearly invulnerable, a being almost impossible to harm. However, in various storylines he's been a part of, Sentry could only die when he chose to make himself vulnerable. For example, in the King in Black storyline, Null was able to tear Sentry apart not because Sentry was weak, but because Null is a primordial god whose power far exceeds even the Celestials. A man wielding the power of a god, with the equivalent strength of 1,000,000 exploding suns, was still defeated when faced with an enemy like Null. In another moment, when Hulk exhibited his brutal judgment, he signaled Reed Richards to kill Tony Stark, leading to Tony being launched by a missile at maximum speed. However, it's important to emphasize that Sentry was neither controlled nor a horseman of death when he faced Green Scar Hulk. Instead, this was the regular Sentry, a Sentry with near limitless power, and their battle was a balanced one. Initially, Green Scar Hulk seemed to be at a disadvantage, but as he became more serious, the fight turned into a stalemate, leaving behind only the echoes of strength and destruction. Sentry, at this stage, had not yet fully explored his power, which was evident until the Siege event when he faced Molecule Man, one of his most challenging weaknesses. The situation became more complex as Sentry's power depended on his psychological stability, plagued by paranoid schizophrenia, anxiety disorder, and dissociative identity disorder. With these mental pressures, Sentry couldn't maintain a clear state of mind in his confrontation with Green Scar Hulk. When he became the Horseman of Death, Sentry was a resurrected version thanks to the Seed of Life and Death, not only fully recovered from his mental illness, but also possessing terrifying power. In this state, he could defeat a character on par with Green Scar Hulk with just 2 powerful punches. Although Hulk could match in durability, Sentry's unique edge lay in the fact that he could only die if he chose that end himself, or if faced with an overwhelmingly superior enemy like Null, who could easily destroy him. Sentry possesses the ability to think, move, and react at speeds far beyond superhuman levels, fast enough to catch bullets in the blink of an eye and achieve supersonic speed in mere moments. When in space, he can fly from Earth to the Sun in just 8 minutes, demonstrating his ability to move faster than light, making Sentry one of the fastest superheroes in the Marvel Universe. Meanwhile, Hulk, with his extraordinarily powerful legs, can also move at speeds that surpass human limits. Although Hulk's running speed cannot compare to Sentry's, he can still compete with Namor, one of the fastest underwater beings, in terms of swimming speed. However, Void Sentry's strength still cannot surpass that of Green Scar Hulk. Hulk has proven capable of resisting Sentry's ability to manipulate molecules at the subatomic level. Despite his strength, Void Sentry was only able to kill a severely weakened Molecule Man, and couldn't even teleport an entire town or kill Loki, Thor's enemy, while Thor remains one of Hulk's primary adversaries. The confrontation between Sentry and Hulk is always a tense battle. Sentry is one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Comics universe. With the ability to manipulate and control the molecular structure of his own body at will, Sentry can even reform himself from a liquid state after being transformed by Molecule Man, making him one of the most dangerous weapons in Marvel's arsenal. Because of this, Mr. Fantastic has classified Sentry as an Omega-level threat, while Nick Fury ranked him at power level 10. However, even with his extraordinary power, everyone was still stunned to realize that it was Hulk who ultimately stopped Sentry in the most intense situations. The image of Sentry grabbing Hulk, smashing him through walls, tearing apart buildings in the city, and dragging him out of the arena created a magnificent and terrifying spectacle. In one brutal encounter, Sentry pushed Hulk through numerous buildings across New York. Despite this, the battle seemed evenly matched as Hulk appeared unfazed by Sentry's powerful strikes. What is even more frightening is that when Hulk counterattacks, Sentry seems to revel in the pain, even when being beaten and bleeding. Bob Reynolds, who harbors Sentry's power, Savage Hulk, has faced countless formidable psychics over the years, from Leader, Zemu Planetary TP, and Man-Beast, who has clashed with Moondragon, to Professor X, an Omega-level mutant, and many others. Notably, Hulk successfully resisted Sentry's telepathy in Sentry's first solo series, and the terrifying thing is that Hulk's telepathic resistance increases as his rage intensifies. Even Void's telepathy couldn't do much. Imagine when even World-Breaker Hulk easily defeated B.I. Beast and Wendigo when they were 1,000 times stronger than usual, destroying Manhattan, simply demolishing a few buildings and repelling Venom. This is no challenge for Green Scar. What did Void do next? Overpower the Avengers? That's laughable, because even defeating a team of mostly street-level Avengers is not very impressive. Who was the strongest in that group? Black Bolt or modern-day Doctor Strange? Meanwhile, mindless Hulk has gone toe-to-toe with Hercules, Namor, Wonder Man, Iron Man, Spectrum, and many other heroes over 2 to 3 issues before being defeated. What is noteworthy about Void? Defeating Thor? Yes, but you may have forgotten that Hulk also defeated Thor back in the 1990s. In fact, in Avengers Vol 5-1, Hulk caused Thor to drop Mjolnir with a single punch, and afterward, Thor was bound by a bundle of vines. What else did Void do? In the end, he was only defeated by the golden version of Sentry, while World War Hulk held his own against Sentry even when he unleashed his full power. The battles between the strongest entities in the Marvel Universe always bring a sense of suspense. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot, and you'll get to see amazing videos every day. You're the best, thank you so much. Hulk's transformation is not just about raw power but also about primal rage, turning him into a giant green monster full of anger, capable of releasing energy in the form of a powerful gamma radiation explosion. Meanwhile, Sentry possesses godlike strength, making him capable of manipulating and fighting with boundless power. Nothing can stand in his way. When these two heroes face off, they create massive energy waves, showcasing the potential destruction in every blow. The energy waves radiating from this terrible battle can shake the Earth. Hulk nearly destroyed New York, and it's hard to believe that even after a fierce fight with Sentry, Hulk still had enough power to threaten the planet's survival. Even though Sentry was created through efforts to replicate the super soldier serum, he still lacks the sophisticated combat skills of a true super soldier. In contrast, Hulk, often seen as a brute who only knows how to smash, has gradually developed his combat skills over time, thanks to his confrontations and training with many members of the Avengers. Hulk, often dismissed as a brute, has honed his fighting abilities over time, thanks to his battles with the Avengers. It's terrifying to think that, except for Null, Hulk could defeat nearly any enemy, from Molecule Man, Galactus, to Celestials and the Collective. Sentry may be a worthy opponent, but in terms of mental fortitude and adaptability, Hulk always comes out on top. His battles are not just about strength, making him nearly invincible in the Marvel Universe. The immortal Hulk, although powerful and full of authority, still hasn't reached the absolute peak. In Immortal Hulk 7, he was defeated by She-Hulk, an event that made many ponder his true limits. When the new Sentry confronted She-Hulk in the Sentry 5, he easily stopped and took her down without hesitation. Not only did he stop and attack her ruthlessly, but he also showed a coldness that Immortal Hulk never exhibited. One of the new Sentry's most impressive feats was when he rendered Thor powerless, knocking out Thor's teeth with a single unrestrained punch. But compared to the new Sentry, Hulk's power fades when Sentry wields the full power of the Voids, which he completely controls. Immortal Hulk risks suffering the same fate as Savage Hulk, fighting in the void without recognizing the real threat. Moreover, the psychological issues that once held Sentry back have now been eliminated, as evidenced when Cranio failed to attack his mind. The new Sentry is now not just a warrior but a being beyond all limits, ready to crush anyone who stands in his way. When the battle between Hulk and Sentry unfolds, Hulk finally catches up to Sentry in midair, delivering a punch to his face with all the strength of unprecedented fury, showcasing the sheer destruction that Sentry must face. Sentry, shocked by the power Hulk unleashed, witnesses a level of destruction that serves as a testament to Hulk's overwhelming strength. Sentry, known for his power derived from the super soldier serum, with the ability to make his molecules move slightly ahead of the current timeline. In the Siege storyline, Void, the evil aspect of Sentry, emerges in a more demonic form than ever. He nearly kills Thor, collapses the city of Asgard, and crushes every hero, whether immortal or mortal. In the blink of an eye, Void kills Loki even while he wields the power of the Nornstone, and tears the god of war, Ares, in half. Norman Osborn declared that Void was the angel of death, reminiscent of its terrifying presence from biblical times. These words only heightened the horror and unmatched power of Sentry when he faced gods and heroes. When it comes to Hulk's archenemies, two names likely come to mind immediately. The first is General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, a thorn in Hulk's side since his earliest appearances. Ross has always viewed Hulk as a government asset, and if he couldn't keep Hulk alive, he would do whatever it takes to obtain his body. To eliminate this monster, Ross didn't hesitate to transform himself into a version of the creature he despised most. But no matter how hard he tried, the outcome remained unchanged. The most iconic enemy of Hulk, however, is none other than Emo Blonsky, also known as the Abomination. Blonsky underwent a dangerous gamma experiment to replicate Hulk's strength, but the result was a nightmare. Blonsky's berserk strength, combined with his military experience, turned him into a genuine threat to the Green Giant, even during Hulk's most glorious days. The tension escalated as Blonsky, now crazed with power, relentlessly hunted Hulk, creating an endless battle between the two super beasts. Hulk is a force that most physical entities in the Marvel Universe dread facing. The truth is, despite his immense strength, Hulk remains kind-hearted, and even when uncontrolled, he is still a hero. A hero with wounds and flaws, but who still maintains his good nature. Superman, a symbol of the best qualities within us, always sees the good even in his enemies, even when they cannot see it themselves. He always tries to persuade his opponents before using force. Take his battle with Doomsday, for example. Superman held back for a long time, striving to find a way to win without killing his adversary. Sentry may appear stronger than Superman, but in the end, none of Sentry's powers ensure he would triumph over Superman. Let me clarify, although Sentry has powers similar to Superman's, along with special abilities like manipulating matter and even bending reality, Superman has faced countless enemies throughout his career with all sorts of terrifying powers. It is Superman's experience and compassion that are his ultimate weapons in achieving victory. Superman can fly from Vega to Earth in a maximum of 10 minutes. Vega is 25.08 light years from Earth. Superman flies over 1,000,000 times faster than the speed of light. Superman survived the explosion of the Red Sun Eater, which was 50 times larger than the Kepler supernova. It's important to note that it had red sun radiation, which weakens Superman. Nevertheless, he survived. But Sentry can summon the power of Void to maintain balance when necessary. Bob Reynolds, an ordinary middle-aged, overweight man, suddenly remembers that he is Sentry, a superhero with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns stemming from a special serum. Realizing that his arch-enemy, Void, is returning, Reynolds begins seeking out famous Marvel characters to warn them and to understand why no one remembers Sentry. With power from the mysterious serum, he has achieved immortality, superhuman strength, unbelievable speed, and durability. Meanwhile, a new generation of Avengers inadvertently gathers to stop a supervillain from escaping high-security prison, with Captain America, Daredevil, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and other heroes coincidentally meeting in the midst of a crisis. The most surprising occurrence is the appearance of Sentry, who has willingly been incarcerated. When Daredevil's friend Foggy Nelson is threatened by Carnage, Sentry emerges from the shadows to confront the evil symbiote. He grabs Carnage and flies straight into space, where he easily separates it. This demonstrates Sentry's superior strength, a power even capable of opposing formidable forces like Carnage. Similarly, Molecule Man once dropped an entire mountain estimated to weigh over 150 billion tons onto Earth's strongest superheroes, and Hulk not only caught it but also held it until they could escape. Sentry and Hulk both demonstrate terrifying strength. In the battle at Dark Avengers, Sentry betrayed his team during Norman Osborn's attack on Asgard. When Ares, the god of war, attacked Osborn, Sentry intervened, but at that moment he was possessed by his evil alter ego, Void. Void, with his cruelty and lack of mercy, ensures that no one escapes his destruction. Proof of this is when Sentry ripped apart Ares, son of Zeus and the god of war. Although Ares did not die due to his immortality, being torn apart by Sentry is evidence of his horrifying strength. Doctor Strange and Sentry have a tumultuous history. When Void first appeared during the early days of Marvel's superhero era, Doctor Strange helped Sentry erase Earth's inhabitants' memories and cause Sentry to forget his powers. But many years later, when Sentry returned and began collaborating with modern heroes, Strange became concerned about Sentry's mental stability and the risk of Void's resurgence. As Sentry sought the truth about his past and about Void, he turned to Strange for help. Fearing that Void was on the verge of rebirth, Strange decided to imprison Sentry in a simulated reality. However, even the great sorcery of the Sorcerer Supreme could not contain Sentry. In a panic, Sentry screamed, demanding that he be stopped before he destroyed the world. Tony Stark, recognizing the danger, activated a beam to restrain Hulk. Amid the smoke and destruction at the center of the battle, Bruce Banner lay there, staring at the sky, captured while others were also detained. Sentry, usually restrained, had released the Green Giant, and both fought until they stood still. The clash of these giants ended with both collapsing and reverting to their powerless forms. This demonstrates that he is truly at the World War Hulk level at his best, and the World War Hulk at the multi-galaxy level. It simply proves that Sentry is at the best multi-galaxy level. That is the World War Hulk and Sentry War. All of their and our combined relationships, including the front lines, all additional battles. What do you think? I know you will have thoughts and feelings about this. Thank you for watching. That's today's video. We want to know your opinions. We hope you enjoyed the video. We'll stop here. Thank you all.